Hey everybody, my name is Jeffrey Atherton, and I love board games. But unfortunately, we are in a shelter-in-place order, or a quarantine, or a lockdown because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I haven't been able to get together with my gaming buds physically in a location and lay out our board games and all our components and enjoy a social event together. So what I have discovered is there are many online platforms for virtual gaming. Now, I don't mean video gaming or computer gaming. There's nothing wrong with those. I enjoy those myself. However, what I'm talking about is virtual board gaming, where you are playing a published board game on your computer, using your computer, and you are connected with other people who are playing the same game at the same time. Now, there are two ways to play a virtual board game. You can all get together at the same time. You can agree to a specific time, get together, and be logged into the gaming platform and be sitting virtually, sitting at the gaming table at the same time, playing in turn order in real time. That's called real-time mode. Or you can play in turn mode, where you don't all have to agree on a time. We agree on a game, we connect to the game on the same platform, and I may make my turn, and then it may be your turn next. And at whatever time you're available to make that turn, you pop in, log in, see that it's your turn. You assess where you are, what just happened, what were the last 2 or 3 turns. You can see all that on the screen. And then you make your turn, finalize your turn, and you go about your business. And then it's the next player's turn whenever they get around to making that turn. So those are the two ways of playing, either real-time based or turn-based. I've discovered several online virtual board game platforms that I wanted to share with you today and just give you a brief overview of how you could get started if you're not already involved in virtual board gaming. This first platform is probably my favorite, but there are pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages to all of these platforms, and I'll go over those as well. So this first one we're looking at here is Board Game Arena, known affectionately as BGA. And when you are logged in, you can see that in the upper right-hand corner, you have a little avatar. Now, if you haven't added a little image, I've created a little caricature of myself and put it up here in this avatar. But you can edit your profile by clicking on it and going into your profile and clicking on this, change my avatar, and then you can upload whatever picture you want from, they have a lot of, they've got all kinds of things that you could use to upload, or I want to use a custom image for my avatar. And then that will follow you around on this platform. So once you have that done and you're logged in, to the left of your avatar, you can see a little icon of a group of people. That is your friends list. And if you click on it, you can see a list of friends who are either on right now, on the platform right now, or have been on recently. You can see that this person was on a minute ago, and this person was on an hour and a half ago, and this person was 2 hours ago. And if there are some of your friends online, you will see a little number above this icon to let you know right away that you have friends online ready to play. I can click See More, and it will take me into my community tab where I can see all the friends that I have connected with on BGA, and I could click Give them messages, invite them to play a game, and so forth. Over here on the far left, where it says Play Now, if you click on that, it's going to bring up all the games that you have labeled as your favorites. And I'm going to collapse this image for now, And you can see if, as I scroll down, that I have a lot of favorite games on here. And I can tell they're favorite because they have a little heart on them. And if I roll over it, I can remove this game from my favorites. Doesn't remove the game from the platform. I still have access to it, and I can go in there and re-favorite it anytime. But that just means it's one of my favorite games. If I scroll all the way down this long list of favorites, I'll get to other games that I haven't favorited yet. I haven't labeled as a favorite. For example, this NXS, I haven't even played it, so I don't even know what it is. And there's, I can choose to favorite it, and it will throw it up here into my favorite group or not. And here's some more games down here. And there are a lot more games. And if you want to see a full list of games, you can go over here to Games, and you can filter the games by whatever. If you know a name of a game you want to check, or the number of players, if you want to see what games can be played with 6 players, you click on that and it filters, and there are all the games that are available for a 6-player count. Playtime, complexity, you can say for core gamers, for regular, casual, abstract gamers. I wonder what that is. Let's do that. Now remember, I have the 6 filter also. So there are 4 abstract games that go to 6-player. And let's go to any and see if there are more abstract games. And there are. So there are more abstract games when you go to any number. All right, there's those. So back to the Play Now area. If I want to play one of these games, I can see that there are 18 tables available. That means that 18 people have created tables for 6 nymphs. If you don't know that game, it's a great game. It's a card game. And I can click on this icon right here, and I can see all of these tables that have been set up and are waiting to start playing. So here, let's just take a look at this. Or I can create my own. I can create a table myself and invite my friends, or just open it up for random players like these people have. So here is open for joining in it's real time. So it's not turn-based, it's real time, normal time. And you can see the people who have already taken seats at chairs at this table. Now it's as easy as saying you want to join, you can click join, but then you're going to, if they start the game, you're going to be in a game. If you just want to see it close up, you can click view, and you can see the table itself and who's around it in a more detailed manner. And then I can still click join game if there's time, if they haven't started yet. And I can see that how many chairs there are at this table. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that knock knock just means somebody either sat down at the table or got up from the table. Now that's a full table. So they're going to start in a second, and that game is going to go off and begin. Game is about to start. So that means that I can no longer join it because there's not a join tab anymore. This game is being activated right now. You can see some detailed information about some of the players, like it's this player's first game. Do they know the rules? You might want to chat with them and ask them, do you know how this game is played? You can also see the status of each of the players. They have this status line, which is more of a, I can't see it now, can I? This shows their reputation. This reputation bar shows what their karma is on the platform. So these people are perfect, 100%. They are always good about following through their games. You can lose reputation points if you quit games when they are in action, when they've already begun and they're in process and you quit a game, you will lose a certain amount of reputation. Now you can see that there is somebody that most of these people at this table have perfect reputation. This person is only excellent. They're at 97%. So it's still not bad. It just means they may have taken a little too much time for their turns in a certain game that was set, because in this platform, you have a certain amount of time for your turn. If you don't make your turn in that time, then there's a little timer that starts going off. You start feeling the urgency of finishing your turn. But you can set up a game in training mode, or you can turn that clock off so that everybody's turn is unlimited. They have as much time as possible. And as I said, you could also go into turn mode where there's no time limit at all. It's just take your turn whenever. You know, tomorrow you take your turn, and next week somebody else takes theirs. Okay, so that's a quick overview of Board Game Arena. And you can see that the URL to get there is boardgamearena.com. And once you get there, you register, sign up. It's free to register. There are certain benefits with becoming premium. Becoming premium is just a matter of sending some money. I think they have a suggested donation amount monthly. I believe maybe it's $9. I'm not sure. I'm a premium member, but I haven't checked maybe I can see here. If I go into my billing notification preferences, click on that. Colors, about, avatar, and account. Let's go into account. Go premium. Well, I am premium. 2 months of membership. I have bought 2 months of membership. Display invoice. Let's see what I paid. I paid €8 for, I guess, 2 months of membership. BGA premium membership. Board Game Arena Max Height, 2 months. And when did I do that? What was the date on that? Due date 3/30, 2/20. So it's due again January, February, March. So March 30 is when I paid for 2 months, and I paid €8, whatever that is. Okay, for 2 months. That's not bad. So that's my invoice. So that is Board Game Arena. If you get on there and you want to connect with me, my username is Max Height, all one word, MAXHEIGHT. So another platform is called boitajeu.net. I believe that it must be a French platform, because the name is French. BOITEAJEUX.net. Boitajeu.net. It's a different experience than Board Game Arena. It's not quite as slick. It's a little less intuitive, a little more techy to kind of get into. But all of these, once you've played a few games in them, you kind of get the feel of them. In Boitajeu, again, you have to create an account. You can create a free account, and then there are benefits for buying a premium account. I have a free account. I don't have a premium account on this one yet. In this platform, Boitajeu, you'll notice that you have your play area up here in the top left corner, and this is where you can either create a game, you can look for a game and join a game that is being set up, or you can look for games that are in progress. And this is a site that you can play turn-based or in real time. There's no time limit for your turn, so you're not under any urgency other than just your fellow gamers pressing you to go ahead and make a play. But it's very easy to set this up for turn-based, or to get together at the same time and start a game and all begin it together. So the games, if I click on the games, you can see a list of them. And why I like one of the reasons I like to have these different platforms is there's different games on different platforms. For example, one of the games I like to play is Dungeon Pets and Dungeon Lords. Well, those aren't on Board Game Arena, but they are on Boitajeu. So I can scroll down here and I can see Dixit is another game that's not on BGA, but it is on Boisdageau. And another one is Las Vegas, which I have a group that enjoys playing Las Vegas dice. I don't know if you're familiar with that game. It's a lot of fun. That is also on Boisdageau. So you can see here's Dungeon Lords and here's Dungeon Pets. And you can click on the rules. You can click on the official website, which takes you to the website of Dungeon Pets, not where you're going to play, but it would take you off this website. Info on Board Game Geek for it. But if you wanted to start this game, you don't come down here and click on this thumbnail. That's not how you start a game, which is different than Board Game Arena, because you actually do click on the thumbnail to get into a game. What you would do to start a game or to find a game is come up here and click Join a Game. And then it's going to give you this long list of games that are in the process of looking for somebody to sit down at the table and play with them. So you see the name of the game in a black bar, and then the number of games under that are being set up. And if you want to play one of them, you would click this little arrow icon to join. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by it's not that intuitive. You kind of have to futz around with it. There's a little trial and error to how to do this. So you click the join, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to join. Well, let's see. If I want to join this game of Agricola here, there are 2 people in it, and they're looking for 5. There's 2 now, looking for 5 people. If I click this, it says, are you sure you want to join this game? And I don't. So I'm going to click cancel, because there is a certain rule of ethics with board gaming in these different platforms. If you join a game, you should follow through with it. You shouldn't join a game just to pop in and out, to like play 2 turns and then quit, because that leaves everybody with a kind of bad feeling. The other day, I started playing 2 games, 2 different games of La Granja. If you don't know that, that's a great farming sim and it's new to Board Game Arena, and got, 15, 20 minutes into the game and somebody quit. And when that happens, well, you know what that's like. If that's ever happened to you in a physical setting where you start playing games, somebody says, I don't want to play this, and they get up and leave, it kind of throws the whole game into limbo, because either you have to completely reset the game for 3 players now, or you have to just quit the game, start over, playing a different game. It's really frustrating to quit games in real time, physically or virtually, same thing. So don't do that. But anyway, you see these, the headings are the titles of the game: Alchemist, Agricola, and some of them I don't know, I can't even pronounce. Dixit, of course. You get to Dixit and you're going to see all these just, I don't know, 100 games that are being set up. Dixit is very popular on this website. So you can see it's like ridiculous. There's a gajillion people who want to play Dixit. So they've set up these tables. And you have to scroll all the way through this to get to the next game alphabetically, which is Dorix or whatever. And then I can come down here, dragon face, dragon this, dragon that. I'm looking for Dungeon Lords. Okay, so here's a game being set up for Dungeon Lords. And they want 4 players. There's 3 already committed, have joined. They're looking for 1 more. So I could hop into that game of Dungeon Lords. However, I want to play Dungeon Pets. Well, nobody has set up a game for Dungeon Pets. Well, what do? Well, I can go up here and set up, create a game. So start a new game. I click start a new game, and it's going to throw me into this environment where it says, well, what game do you want? I pull this down, scroll down to Dungeon Pets, right there, and name the game. I have to give it a name. So I might call it Jeffrey's Pets. So Jeffrey's Pets is the name of my game. ELO filter. I can filter these by reputation, by people who have a good reputation. I only want to play with people with good reputation. then I would click on a from to number. I don't know, let's read this. You can limit the game access with ELO rating. So minimum, maximum, so a range of 100 points. I could say maybe 90 to 100 or whatever. Example, blah, blah, blah. You can read that yourself. Guess, so I can click on the name. If I know I have several friends who have registered with Waterjo, I can put their usernames in here and I can be looking for them and they will get a notice of that. Number of players, maybe I want max it out at 4 and then I can add it. And if I do, then I don't want to do it because somebody may join the game thinking we're actually going to play it. So I'm not going to do that. If you have games that you've already joined and they are in, you've already started, you've created a game and other people have joined it, or you've joined a game, it'll be up here under My Games in Progress, which you can click on. You see I have 2 games out of 2 games that I have in progress. So let's click on that and see what they are. There is a Dungeon Lords, Lord Jeffrey, which I started, and I was using this to kind of tutor a friend of mine in Waterjo and what it looks like and how it works. We never really got into the game that far because that wasn't our intention. It was just for me to show him, get him registered, show him how to get into a game. This other one is My Pets Are Alive. This was one that somebody else had set up and I joined, but then somebody had to quit in the middle of it, and so it's just in limbo now. I guess I could delete it over here on the side, 7 days max remove, so maybe that will fall away after 7 days. So you can see there are the games I have in progress. So that's Waterjo. You can explore that on your own. You can see some other things. The other platform, which I don't have very much experience with, I've just recently discovered it, but it does have some games that I like that no other platform have. So that is called, oh, by the way, waterjo.net. Yeah, I did give you that URL. It's boiteajeux.net. The next one is Yucata, which is yucata.de. So I think that's Denmark. And I am in the overview of it. Let's cancel out of that. And let's just go to the main page. Here's Welcome to Yucata. And they have a couple of nice videos, which is something that the others could benefit from using. These are quite nice videos that kind of give you an overview of the game interface. Welcome to Yucata here. And then this other one, Getting Started with Yucata, that, I don't know this guy's name, but full introduction by, what is it, Morden? That's a pretty, he does a pretty nice job of kind of explaining the overview of Yucata. So I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel. You can just watch that and see how it, get a feel for the interface of Yucata. This is more like Waterjo than it is like Board Game Arena. But they do have some games that those other two don't have. For example, Marco Polo. So let's play games, Marco Polo. Let's see what that, and it shows you a video of how to play, a walkthrough for Marco Polo, yeah, and so forth. So those are 3 of the main platforms that I'm using right now. There are 2 others on Steam. So if you have a Steam account, Steam is a big, probably one of the more popular online gaming platforms, mostly for computer games and video style games, but they also have 2 virtual board gaming components, which I'm going to try to show you. Bring it into my window here and put it there. So this is the main game, the main interface for Steam, and you can see some of my games over here on the left that I've purchased. This is, so Steam is a portal into which you can buy individual computer games and load them up and have them on your computer. But the two board gaming platforms within Steam are Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia, that I've discovered anyway. There may be others, and you can add them to the description of this video on YouTube if you want to add to the discussion. So Tabletop Sim, let's go in there, click on that. And I believe I paid a certain amount for this, but I can't remember. Remember if I paid for this? If Tabletop Simulator is free to download and set up, and then you pay individually for the games or create a subscription, can't remember. But if I click play, it brings up this pop-up, play Tabletop Simulator, or launch virtual reality in Steam or OpenGL. I just keep it on play Tabletop Simulator. So I hit play, and it's going to take me into the Tabletop Simulator environment. Now this is completely different from the other three platforms I showed you, because this really is sandbox. This is Tabletop Simulator from Steam. You come into this environment and you can join a game. Click join, and it will show you all the different games that are being set up. Right now I have it on searching for Gloom, so it's showing me all the Gloomhaven games. But if I delete the search, you see all the gajillion games that are being set up right now that you can pop into, thousands, just thousands of them, and connect. Click on one of them, connect in one. You can search like I did. Let's search viticulture, V-I-T-I. See if any viticulture games. Viticulture. No? No viticulture? Zero? No. I think I spelled it right. All right. What if I type Gloom again? And I see all the Gloomhaven games. So, 132 of them out there. I could do that, or I could create my own game, create a single player, and that takes me into, so it brings up this game environment where I can create my own game, from classic to DLC, which means these are paid environments, which you have to pay for and download, but you can see there's a few of them here. A Tiny Epic Kingdoms, Dungeon Drop, don't know what that is, Euphoria, Three Kingdoms, or in the workshop, and there's a Caverna you can download, or a Gloomhaven Fantasy that I downloaded. I had to search that up, and if we load that, and I don't want to go too far into this other than just give you an idea that how different this is. As I said, this is a freestyle environment, or a kind of a sandbox. With the other gaming platforms, Board Game Arena, Bois de Jeu, and Yucata, you're locked into following the rules and doing things the way the interface tells you to do them. For example, you can't cheat. You can't take back a move that you did last turn. You are locked into clicking a button to make your move, and it gives you the three choices you have to make this move and so forth. But in this environment, you really can do anything you want. You can take too much money, you can take not enough money, you can go out of turn. So you all have to agree, the players agree on watching each other. You have to keep an eye on what's going on and say, oh, you didn't finish your move, or you still have to do this thing. But you can see in here, I can zoom in with it's a lot of mouse movement work. So I can zoom in by using my mouse wheel, or zoom out. I can use the keyboard, my keyboard shortcuts, WASD, to move forward, that's A, move back is S, that's A, That's D to move left and right. I can move over here and I can then zoom in and I can see here is the player sheets for Gloomhaven. If you're familiar with it, don't want to give any spoilers. Here are the starter characters that I can use. And let's say I want to start playing with the Brute. Well, I can pick him up by right-clicking and saying draw, and that picks it up, puts it in my hand more or less, and then I can go over here. I need to create, and there it is on my play area. I need to create a play mat, so I click this button, which creates a play area, and then I actually left-click and drag this character onto my play mat, and it will unpack it. So there is the Brute. There are the starter cards for the Brute, and I can see the rest of the components that I don't have access to yet here. There is the Brute's empty little box because his character has already been unpacked. Here are the other attack modifier cards that I don't have access to yet because I haven't earned them. Here is the rest of the stack of cards that I haven't earned because I haven't earned them yet, so I don't have access to them. Here is my character sheet that I can add to. Now, if I was coming into this as, let's say in real life, in my real Gloomhaven game, I have a level 7 Brute. Well, I could go ahead and make that adjustment here and tick off level 7, and it shows the experience I have, and I can say, well, I actually had a few more points than that, and I can add them. I can add my gold that I have right here. I can add the check marks from my real character sheet, and so forth. So you get the idea that this is a lot less intuitive. You have a lot more work to do physically, but it is, you have unlimited ability to play. This is the only way to play Gloomhaven that I know of virtually right now. So that is Tabletop Simulator. If I want to leave it, I go up to the menu and I say, go to main menu. Takes me here. I say, yes, I want to leave the table. And that, it's just I'm leaving the table. And then I go here and I click on exit game with this button. Yes, I want to quit Tabletop Simulator, and I'm out. Okay, now I should be back to Steam. And if I go to Tabletopia and hit play, this will bring up the Tabletopia playing environment from within my linked Steam account. Tabletopia is similar to Tabletop Simulator, where it's an open sandbox and you're free to make your moves, but you have to do a lot of mouse manipulation. And if you don't have a mouse and use a trackpad, God help you. I don't know how you would play these games without a really good mouse and without good mouse technique. Okay, so here is Tabletopia, and I click on all games and I can see the list of games. Let me make that bigger. So you can see that you can play Scythe on this, Terra Mystica, Subterra. You can scroll down through these, Santorini, Secret Hitler, and see that there are a lot of games, and you can filter these by age, number of players, playing time, language, recommended, filter, popularity, modified, name, so forth. So I could, and some of these you have to buy. The beautiful thing about Tabletopia is if one person has a premium account, which I think is $10 a month, then they have access to all these games, and they can set up a game and invite anybody to have a free account with Tabletopia, and they can sit down at the game and play it. They don't have to spend any money. They can have a free account with Tabletopia as long as one person playing the game has a premium account or has the game, has paid for the game. You can see viticulture. So these little DLC tabs mean that this is premium content. You have to pay for the game, or you have to have a paid premium membership, as I do. So I could set up one of these games and invite my friends to come play it. They don't have to have a paid account with Tabletopia. Yeah, so hopefully that gave you a broad overview of what is available for us board gamers during this time of COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. Maybe you could see the irony of playing an online version of Pandemic as you are locked down because of the global pandemic. I think global pandemic is redundant, isn't it? Anyway, so my name is Jeffrey Atherton, and I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what's out there and what's available. If you have any questions about how to get started with any of these platforms, or any questions about how to use the platform, the interface, anything like that, add the questions to the comments below. If you have some ideas about gaming platforms that I didn't list, please add them to the comments below. I'd love to hear of some new platforms or other platforms that are out there. And if you would like to find me on any of these gaming platforms, I think on all of them, my username, I'm pretty sure, my username is Max Height on all these platforms. So just search Max Height and you'll find me, and let's play a game together. Stay well, stay healthy, stay COVID-free. Happy gaming. Onward and upward.